So, this is big news. I wanted to make this video because I'm in love, and I think it's time that I went public about it. I've gotten to a point in my life where I've had a relationship for the past year that has really changed my outlook on life, and I think it's time that I told you about it. I'm feeling healthier, I'm feeling happier, I'm feeling heard and respected. She's so empathetic and really understands where I'm coming from. She's helped me see a new perspective and really look at the relationships I have in my life and figure out why I feel the way I feel. She doesn't really talk about herself that much, so it allows me to talk a lot, which is great. She understands my disabilities and gives me a lot of flexibility if I need to like reschedule things or sleep a lot, Oh, also she has the best dog, and he like happens to be a therapy dog, which is so cute. He's literally the best. I mean, I do have to pay her, but honestly, sometimes the relationships you pay for are way better than the relationships you don't. I got therapy. I'm talking about my therapist. If you didn't figure it out yet, I'm talking about my therapist. I feel like everybody's in the comments so mad at this clickbait, but it's not clickbait. It's serious. I'm in love. I mean, like, it is clickbait, but it's like not, you know what I mean? I really do love my therapist, and it really is for all the reasons that I listed. It's so funny too, because like, I grew up thinking that you weren't really entitled to medical care of any kind, especially therapy was like only for rich people, and that the only people that needed therapy were like serial killers or whatever. And even though as an adult, I didn't like outright think that, it was kind of just like buried inside of me to where I never like felt the urge to like go and find a therapist. I had every excuse in the world, right? And don't get me wrong, like my excuses were valid, but those excuses weren't more important than my mental health. Like I was already exhausted by the idea of searching for someone who understood gay shit and then traveling all the way to this person's office. And what if we don't get along? I have to do all that fucking shit all over again? And not just gay shit, polyamory shit, or like fucking, I don't know, YouTuber shit. Like how can I fucking talk to an old ass person that's like, what's Twitter? You know what I mean? It was just tiring to think about. Also, then I have to pay to do all this bullshit? No, I'm tired. I live in Los Angeles. And then the worst thing that could possibly happened. My manager forced me to try out a therapy service because they wanted to sponsor a video. My manager brought me a brand deal for a therapy service, and I was like, well, I have to try it out before I promote it, because duh. And then Dan finally talked me into it because he pointed out that all of the reasons that I was not trying therapy were solved by BetterHelp. I was mad. And I started working with BetterHelp maybe like 2 years ago. I immediately loved it because all of the problems about like finding someone that knew about all of these things was immediately cleared up in the sign up process. I could choose the therapist's gender, whether or not they knew about gay shit, how I wanted to talk to them, whether that's like text or video calls or whatever. And then I was matched with someone within 24 hours and I hated them immediately. Well, that's not totally fair. I didn't hate them specifically. They just had my biological mother's name, which is like, she's like the leader of all my trauma, so like, fuck that. Sorry. So then Dan convinced me to fire them, and then I did, and then I was matched with a new person within 24 hours. And they want me to tell you that now they have group webinars where you can learn about how to deal with anxiety or a bunch of other, kind of specific topics. And the cost is $65 a week, which is way cheaper than most in-person therapists. There is financial aid available, and you can talk to your board-certified licensed therapist by phone, video chat, or texting. It's literally so convenient. Go to the link in my description, betterhelp.com/Stevie, to try it out, like I did. And because I had this experience with BetterHelp, it helped me realize all of the reasons that I might benefit from also having an in-person therapist. Actually, one of my therapists that I had on BetterHelp recommended that I try a specific type of in-person therapy, and holy shit, it's changed my life. I can't wait to make a full-on video about that. I asked one of my closest friends that works in the therapist world to recommend someone, and she did, and now I'm in love. So now we're gonna live happily ever after. Okay, listen to me, my darlings. Your mental health is so important. It really is. I'm posting this video on World Mental Health Day for a reason. Especially as queers, we need to do what we can for our own mental health. It's so important, not only for ourselves, but for our friends and family and romantic partners. Tell me in the comments your therapy story. Have you tried it? Was it terrible? Was it great? What have you learned about yourself or your mental health with your therapist? You guys tweet me when you sign up for BetterHelp, and it makes me so excited. So every time I hear about it, I get so excited. So click the link in the description to sign up. And thank you so much to my patrons for making this possible. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.